nothing about keeping the treasure in the room.
Ba-bum, bum.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
I'm sure equivocating with death is a...
Wait,
But death, it was just a technicality!
what happened with the death thing? What was the deal?
Oh, man.
I have to take the key to the treasure room and drop it in the lake outside the castle. He never said we had to leave the treasure in there. It's all semantics, and I win.
So I hate to be that eating on a webcam guy, but I'm starving, so I've got some surreptitious macaroni here that I'm going to eat.
I always...
Death needs to make
I
very
always eat on
specific
breakfast.
deals, and he didn't make a very specific deal, so I'm just going to exploit it.
Yeah, and also Chris's deal is pretty good too. So what I'm thinking, Chris, is you just need to let us know about the dead guard's info. And since you told him the knoll, as long as he was under your care, he'd be safe. We just hand him over as like a prisoner. These guys were killing guards.
I have a question. Do we want to cut to you talking to King Lear as he's like, "Thank you for saving my castle," and then flash back to you guys coming up with a plan?
Yeah, time hops.
I mean,
good with that?
coming up with a plan is it's a strong expression.
Well, so you enter the throne room of King Lear, where he's seated upon his throne. Above him is a massive sword held by a single thread directly above his chair. His throne is shaped, like the armrests are lion paws. There's a lion head over top of him. You've heard that he's about 30 years old, but he looks like he's almost twice that age. The crown weighs heavily upon him. He's like shrugging under the weight. He's old and wrinkled, and he's gone gray. And all of his guards are like equally terribly attired. Like they wear shaggy, crappy clothing, which is so weird because you're in this super rich flying palace, and they're all like scruffy neckbeards from the backlands. King Lear is like, I have heard of your valor, heroes. I see you have brought this Knoll intruder before me and made him bow before you as gods. Is this true? And then we do the flashback to when you guys are coming up with your plan.
Flashback begins with me drinking one of my healing potions.
Yeah.
There's a flashback music like chug,
we're
chug,
all
chug,
like
chug,
just
chug,
like
chug.
drowning.
I don't have any healing. I have poultices.
Do all three of you like bag your?
Yeah,
And then like Piper like holds out a package of bandages with like green herbs in them. It looks like pesto.
And I just start just like covering myself in it. Just like,
Not even anywhere you have wounds. You're just literally just throwing it on you.
And I'm just like, yeah, bro, but in real good, the exfoliation will do you nicely.
Yeah, those herbs smell mentholated.
but I still smell like a swamp.
So as I finish my healing potion, I I just like throw the bottle behind me like somewhere in the palace and just like smashes. I say, okay, now that's dealt with. Can anyone remember why we're actually here? I took a blow to the sternum and it seems to have fried my senses.
So the Knoll is like, well, I'm here because we have invaded the palace to, kill the humans and then find Piper and drag her back to Knowland.
That's a start. Okay.
So I think, like the camera's focusing on the three of you, and when you asked that, it turns out he was just like standing just off the camera.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh, I'm
Just
part
up
of
the
this
side.
conversation too, right?
Yeah. I'm like, what's your name, little one?
Oh, my name is Digby.
Okay,
name.
Digby. I'm Red.
I know your name. Yes.
I just kind of like ignore him, and I'm just like, so I died, right? And
Yeah, you don't have to exaggerate. I mean, you took a pretty big wound, I saw, but...
You seem to have recovered quite well.
Death told me I needed some kind of treasury key. And I need to drop it in the lake.
Death. He exaggerates his into the whole time. Good friend of the family, really.
Have you died before and gone to the Black Gates?
I think that once. I mean, okay, so Zakkus
Can't be a necromancer.
exaggerates the casuality of his relationship with death. I think once I I was talking to a spirit who was at the same time, like I interrupted them in their conversation with death because I was like, I got to the body before they'd even finished all that. So I was like, sorry to drop in, I just got these 3 questions. Death's just like,
What are you doing, boy?
you. Like, if I could just interject before you decide, we've got these questions. Yeah, so I've had like a brief, I guess, like exchange with death in the past. I don't know if it extended anywhere beyond that. But yeah, no, seriously, if he says we should do a thing, it's probably a good idea that you do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, he told me to get the key, but I don't know.
It's under the king's pillow, and where he sits on his throne. The guard told me. We had a chat about it while you guys were.
It's all covered.
What were you doing at the time? Oh yes, while you were discussing with the ex-master, and I gesture towards the splattered corpse.
Yeah. It's like mostly headless.
I haven't even taken my staff back, by the way. I still got good at this guy's staff. Mine's just like lying around somewhere.
Probably broke because didn't Rad step on it?
This one's a better staff. It doesn't even matter. I got a better staff now.
There you go.
Moving up in the world.
So I heal for 7 because of my poultices.
I'm like, look, well, I'm sure the king would be very happy to see us since we did stop the evil Knoll invasion. No offense to you, Mister, but you are evil. There's no denying it.
It's like, I wouldn't deny it.
Like, see, yeah, maybe he would be, appreciative and give us an audience. We could probably get ourselves right in the throne room.
Well, we need to get there anyway, so, let's do it.
So, but Death wants the key. I mean, that's...
Yeah, he wants the key, but never said anything about the treasure, so...
All right, so general plan is go take this guy Digby here to King Lear. Tell him that we are heroes. Question mark, question mark, question mark, profit?
I like that plan.
No, what do I mean, look at this guard that these Knolls took out. He looked like, just some Saturday night trash that they picked up from a strip club or something. This guy's not very tough.
Can I actually try to spout lore about what guards I've seen in the city?
Yep.
Cool. So that is with intelligence, which is a terrible stat of mine, if I recall correctly.
Excellent.
Yes. Well, 2d6 minus 1. And I failed miserably.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you got a 6. Okay. I think at that point, that's when you hear the stomping of boots as, you hear, King's guardsmen coming from every direction around you, and someone shouting, I think I heard the hyenas over here! And someone's like, they're not hyenas, they're gnolls! The first guy's like, it doesn't matter! Surround them and take them out!
And I'm like, I put my notes around him. What was his name? Bigby? Digby. I'm like, Digby, play along. Remember, you're safe under Zach's, guiding hand. Nothing bad will happen while you're with him. Just play along. And I kind of grab him, so I'm holding him, both his arms pinned.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So, I guess we find the source of this commotion of these guards coming. Who I assume it's not too difficult to find them because they're actively searching for where we are. Okay.
One of them unsheathes his sword and points it towards you. He's like, hold there! Who are you?
I raise the staff, and I put on the necromancer voice, and I say, I am Zacchus Zane, and these are my companions, Rad and Piper. We have defeated the intruders and taken one of them prisoner. He is under my protection now, until he will be brought forth before the king to answer for his crimes. And I kind of give a slightly guilty look back at whatever his name, Digby.
But the whole time, Digby's smiling, grinning at you, hyena style. He's like, yes, it's all true, all true.
Yeah. So, and I kind of turn, so yes, that's basically the situation now.
So the person you're talking to does like a overly enthusiastic sword flourish, where
Yeah.
he's like putting his sword away, but first he's like doing
It
curly
takes like,
cues.
He, like, points
30
over.
seconds.
Yeah, and then he
Like the
says,
Mark
"Well, that checks out."
victory.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, oh. I turned off the necromancer. I was like, oh, don't lower the staff. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Would you like to meet the king?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, let's see. I think we can open up an appointment in about 10-15 minutes.
Okay,
Ooh. Ooh, 10, 15 minutes. That's going to be difficult. Is there any way it could be an hour?
He's just like, I think he's having cheese with the Duchess of Cambridge.
Oh, that happens. Okay, you know what? 10, 15 minutes will be fine. If that's what he can do, that's what he can do.
All right, come with us. We're going to have to get you washed and prepared.
You know, the Geralt of Rivia shave scene now. Like,
Yeah, and I sized this guy up. Does he look like he's the he's the speaking one? But does he look like a captain of the guard? Does he have decoration?
He's wearing a Captain of the Guard outfit, but he again looks like some
Scruffy
leather
neck.
tanned farmer from like the backwoods who's just like, yep, I got a sword now. I'm Captain of the Guard. Woo! So important.
He practices putting his sword in his sheath daily.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, do you want to look closer at the situation?
Yeah. I'm studying the. Let's see. What's the same move, right?
Discern realities, I would think.
But, yeah.
I'll discern reality.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, you can both roll separately.
I'm fine with this. This is like, you know, this seems perfectly natural to
Can
me.
I just help him out by like pointing something out if I notice it?
Sure.
Like aid him.
Aid.
Cool. I like trying to do that more than like multiple rolls on the same thing. It's
So I would just have +3
Yeah.
then.
I'm
if it
okay with you
works.
guys failing as many rolls as you want.
well, I mean, I can still fail the roll, but I just get a +1. No. I like to put, yes.
Okay. You give a +1.
Yeah. Let's take
Oh,
an extra.
geez.
What
Six.
wisdom do you point out while he's discerning?
I'm like
These guys are fucking hillbillies.
I'm like
I rolled
The-
11.
nice. I'm just like, this guy's got a gap in his teeth wider than my bicep. Look at this.
I assume that this is like PC talk, so even though
Yeah.
you're talking loudly, no one reacts.
Yeah.
They politely listen away. You get to ask 3 questions from the Discern Reality list.
Oh, I should probably...
At the top of the basic move sheet, if you have that.
Yeah. What is about to happen?
You're about to be like... women are going to... You're going to go into a room, women are going to take your clothes off, wash you quickly, and then put your clothes back on after cleaning them. That's what's about to happen.
Epic.
Yeah, like you see the women coming towards you, and you see like it's in slow motion, and so there's probably like some like incredibly like urban beat going on, like, and it's trying to make it a scene look gangster that's not. Like these TV ads where like people in suits are walking down the street with like clipboards in their hands. It's like that, and they've
And
got
there's, like,
scrub
dubstep.
buckets and like towels, and it's like, yeah, it's on. We're gonna clean your clothing.
There's like a slow motion splash of some sudsy water over a bucket. Like,
The camera zooms in on it. What other questions do you have?
What here is not what it appears to be?
So I think you're looking more closely at the guards, right? And while they all look like they're basically incompetent, you do notice that all of them are like hugely calloused hands, and probably when that guy was doing the overly enthusiastic sword put away, you saw like a flash of disdain on his face, and I think you get the idea that they're much more competent than they let off. Like they're putting on an act.
Okay.
Actus incompetentus. It's a military tactic.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? Probably that key, right?
But like, I mean, specifically like with the guards.
Oh,
I
with the
guess.
guards. Okay. What should you be on the lookout for? Probably any interaction with the Knoll, right? Like they're they're trying to act casual, but all of them have like their hands folded in such a way that their hands are quite close to their swords, and they're moving to like surround the knoll casually, super cash. You know, they're leaning towards each other and talking, but you're noticing a circle forming around the knoll very slowly.
Okay, so I assume the situation is like, here's like the knoll, there's Zacchus next to him, and then it's Rad and me, sort of.
Yeah, if you guys are walking in a line, yes.
So I sort of turn to Rad and I'm like, these guys are...
Yeah, fucking joke, right? I know.
They've clearly worked with their hands a lot. They're probably very strong, and they're probably a lot more talented than they appear to be. And don't look... obviously, but they're kind of surrounding our Knoll friend over here, so just pass it on. And I tell him basically to pass it on to Zacchus.
Yeah. And I'm like, the Knoll's still under your care. Don't let these guys. I mean, we can't let these guys mess with him yet. And then I'm just like,
he's under my protection for now. But I reach into my I get out, I reach into my bag and stuff as we're like walking along. And as we're like getting ready to kind of be taken away, and like I get out a sheet of paper and like a quill, and like quickly start scribbling on this thing. And what I'm drawing up, like real quick, is like a prisoner custody transfer receipt. Like it's currently under my, like get the paperwork all in order. And I kind of sign it with a flourish, and I kind of approach the guy. Excuse me, Mr. Captain of the Guard. Very nice sword play, by the way.
Yes, my name is Captain Macbeth.
Is it indeed? I would never have guessed. Captain Macbeth, captain of King Lear's King's Guard.
Yes.
Flying upon Stratford upon Avon. Over Avon.
over Avon.
Huh, okay.
Got it.
Yes. So, that knoll over there that your men are so surreptitiously looking to assist with his passage from this place forth. He's currently under my protection. A bit of a guarantee.
That, yes.
Yes, but I'm not, I've done protecting before, not really my jam, but you're a guard, right? It's big and strong. Would you like him to be under your protection?
Oh, I would love for that.
Could you just sign here?
Yeah, so I think he probably just, pulls a dagger out and, stabs it through there, and then turns to his men and says, Axios. And they all, pull out their swords, and there's 6 of them, and they lay their swords along his neck over each other, so it's like a hexagon pattern around his neck.
Yeah,
steel.
like a camera shutter or something, like
that Saw scene where the girl's in the box.
Do we get the top-down camera view of it? Like the sword, shing.
All of them, and they do it with twirling too, and cloaks going everywhere. So they're shoo.
I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, and then the camera cuts back to the 3 of you as this is happening, and you just hear a Arr! And there's a spray of blood on the wall. And then they all flourish their swords away and go back to acting like incompetent farmers.
And I'm like, ladies, can you wash this blood off of me?
I think we then flash forward again where all of your armors have been maybe mended a little bit. You guys probably had patches ripped out, when you were stabbed. There's
not big on habeas corpus around here, apparently. Don't bother with the summons to appear before a court. They just take it into their own hands. I respect that. So I just
I mean, come on, this ain't Verona.
I've got my signed piece of paper. No one can prove any wrongdoing in my part in this whole.
Oh well, I mean,
proceeding.
That's all that matters to you, lawful necromancer, right? You're a lawful necromancer now, huh?
Look, I made a contract, and the thing is, when you're dealing with the dead and spirits and that sort of thing, contracts are very important things. I mean, death loves his contracts, and demons love their contracts, and it's all you gotta make sure that if you don't have a reputation for not abiding by contracts to the letter. So it's all written down. It's all legal.
I'll say it was a legitimate contract.
It was
played your hand well, especially after you were like, "I promise to not hurt you," and I was like, "No, you had to protect me." That's what I said.
While you're under my protection, no harm shall come to you.
So, King Lear is slumping heavily in his seat. His guards are all pretending to be incompetent. And he says, "You are heroes, yes, Rad, Piper, and Zacchus."
And I'm like, yes, would you like for me to to perform for you a kung fu
Yes, I've heard of your kung fu.
demonstration.
And so he's like starts snapping his fingers. He's like, "Bring in the baby pig." And
like,
they
that
bring in a
sounds
baby pig, and
delicious.
he's like,
Oh, a live one.
a live one, and he's like, "I have heard that when you punch men, they explode. I want you to kill this pig in that manner."
Okay, you know, it's a great party trick. You guys are gonna love this. All right, it's a lot more fun though if you can you hold this little baby piggy up for me so it's at a good punching level. Just hold it up at a little angle. I don't want to spray you.
I think what happens is like two of the guards, they grab like one of the pig's arms, and so its legs are like flailing now, and its little eyes are like looking around like oink 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 oink, and they're like holding it in place for you to punch it.
That's a party trick I've seen many times because I taught him this one in my capacity as his coach. But so I'm not really paying attention to this. As I look around, I want to hit on something I just remembered. You mentioned earlier that up there somewhere near the ceiling is a large sword dangling by a single thread, right?
Yep.
Now, is that perhaps like directly over anyone of importance in the room?
Yes, it's directly over the king's throne.
Ah, okay. And is it the kind of so I want to get the setup just right in my head. It's the kind of setup such that say. Imagine that thread were to somehow become broken.
It would either cut him or crush him. Yes.
Straight upon the king. It's a big sword, is it?
Yep.
Okay, I make note of that.
It's it's like a Zweihander. So
okay.
It's a pretty big sword.
Okay.
Okay, so how many guards are we dealing with in this situation
6.
here? 6 guards
There's
are
the
around.
captain of the guard plus 6, and the king.
Did we get healed when they were cleaning us?
No. You healed with either poultices and health potions you popped.
Yeah.
All right.
They didn't magic you up some health points. No.
I gave them very careful instructions, by the way, on how to wash my robe.
Yeah,
I think they completely ignored it and just did it however they normally would.
It's got like
so
creases and...
No, there's probably like a vinegar stain on it.
Yeah, right. Oh, God.
They probably tried to wash my clothes multiple times, and there's like, this never not smells like swamp.
Yeah, I could imagine that like they give everybody else back their clothes, and you're like standing there waiting, and they're like, just 1 minute, we'll
Just
be
like
finished soon.
the tub they're washing them in just becomes a swamp. Like your clothes get added,
Like a
and
leech
then,
comes out of it.
Yeah, 5
like
minutes
a
later,
eel
like
swims by. Yeah,
a frog pops out, and it's like.
it's like moss growing on the outside of the tub already. Like,
So what's the deal here?
so I want to know like what my positioning is. Like, how many guys could I blind with pig's blood if I sprayed it on them?
Oh man, you guys really would have killed this dude, huh? All right, let me wipe the area.
I mean, I've been, you know, I'm sick of just trying to figure out what's going on in the situation. I have a -1 to do that. Punching pigs, I think I have like a +2.
No, I wasn't even gonna make you roll for it. If you're gonna punch a pig that's being held by
No, I would
large
probably.
men-
I mean, if I wanted to like do something mechanically, which could happen because of the narrative, would spray the blood on them to distract them. I just don't know exactly what move that would trigger. Maybe volley. I would be volleying the blood at them, right? Have to use my dexterity to launch the blood far enough. Because it's a volley roll? What do you think?
Sure.
I almost always use volley if something has to travel distance in the air.
I'm using the say yes and roll rule. I mean, is that what you're literally doing? You're just like, fuck planning anything else, I'm definitely gonna punch some pig's blood into people's faces.
Well, yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking if it worked really well, I would go with it and use the distraction, and if not, it would just be my party trick, you know? And we did have the plan, ? Profit.
Okay.
So
Just got to fill in that last.
here are the columns. So
So-
the bottom 3 columns on each side each have a guard in front of it, and the captain of the guard is standing next to the throne.
Okay, so can I like see him like looking about, trying to gauge guard distances?
Yeah, I mean the guards are probably like 10 feet from each of you.
No, but I mean, like, can I see Rad planning?
Yeah, probably. He's like
angling
lining his
guys.
fist
Wait,
up.
okay, so I'm standing next to you, and I'm like, "What you got?" Like,
I'm like, in 5, 4, You
I
know
turned
what
into
to
an
do.
owl.
Like I said, I taught him. Like I said, I taught him this move. So like, as the pig blood is about to start raining, I'm like reaching into my bag and like getting out an umbrella, just because I anticipate the pig blood spray.
Yeah.
Turn into an owl. 7. I have 2 hold.
Okay.
Yeah, and if since I successfully blood sprayed, can I get like a +1 or something to punch one of these guys?
I think that you're probably like right here. I'm gonna make orange as red. You're like right here, and I think that you're gonna spray the blood at the 3 guys on the left and like keep them out of the fight for the start.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So they're like
ah. All right, and then you're turning into a owl, Piper.
Yeah, and I'm flying to the cord, holding the sword up,
Okay.
and I try to bite at it to try and break the.
I think that's definitely going to be strength. Let me look at Druid and see if there's any pre-built moves for you. Yeah, I think you can take Escape to the Air as your move. So if you're in trouble, you can spend a hold and just... Whoosh. Okay. Yeah, make a strength roll to see if you can disattach this cord from the sword named Damocles hanging over King Lear's head.
Yes!
Yep. Yeah, it falls right on top of him, and it doesn't land precisely, right? It doesn't slice into him. It turns like sideways and lands on top of him, but the sword weighs like 50 pounds, and it's falling like 30 feet. So he's like, "Oh, my legs! Oh, they've been shattered!" And then he like passes out from shock and blood loss.
Nice. All right.
All of the guards immediately begin drawing their swords.
Yeah, but you said this guy and like this guy and this guy were blood splattered.
The 3 on the left are all blood splattered.
These
Oh,
back
these 3.
there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well I
The
go
cone went out between these 2 and splattered back here.
yeah, I go right for this guy. And I give him like like as soon as I like finish my blood spray, I just do like a spinning back fist attack into like the side of his head.
Okay, he's still holding half a pig. So doesn't see this coming.
He's still holding a pig.
I need to get some good guard stats now. How would I know that you would attack the king and try to kill all his dudes?
It's still just a partial. Okay, yeah, so I do get the swing around and connect with my... That's 2 piercing with my sharpened knuckles. 5 damage, and what's his counterattack?
D6 as he like slams a sword into the side of your head.
Yeah, I like spin right into his like sword blade as I like crack my skull. 1 damage after armor.
Okay. And you dealt 5?
Yeah.
You deal 4 damage to him. He has 1 armor. Okay. Alright. What do you guys do now? They're starting to react. Like, they're getting the blood out of their eyes. They're drawing their swords.
I hoist the metal dragon staff, and I turn towards this other guard, the only other guard on the right-hand side of the room, and I point the staff at him, and I say, "Don't move, or I'll blast you to pieces with magic more powerful than you could possibly imagine." Guys, I lost my.
Yeah.
I have speak with dead people. That's my spell today.
And I'm like,
So
I'm
this is the
like,
plan.
I'm like,
This is the
oh,
plan.
that poor man, he'll suffer the worst fate ever.
as I like get ready to punch another guy.
Are you... I have no idea what move you're using.
You know,
He would parlay with him to not
okay,
fight.
so parlay is weird because parlay
this threat.
specifies. Yeah, parlay specifies you have leverage and can manipulate them. Leverage is something they need or want. So basically, I'm trying to convince this guy that I have the leverage because what he wants is not to be blasted by magic, and I have the leverage to not blast him with magic. So it's kind of a weird, contrived way that parlay fits into the situation.
Sure.
But basically, it's
yeah,
fun.
with my aid, right?
I will say yes and roll. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's like he's gonna be like demonstrate some magic. I'm like, can I talk to the pig?
Yep. Yeah, if you talk to the pig, that will convince him that you have enough magic to be a fucking scary dude. You can ask 3 questions, but because you don't speak the language of animals like a druid, you're gonna get nothing out of it.
Okay, but I'm gonna try. Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna have to
try.
make the
I'm
roll
gonna try and
because you might lose the spell.
revive the pig. Oh god.
Nope. No,
Well, I guess
something
that
even
spells
worse
well.
happens. I think probably the captain of the guard starts running at you. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You feel the impending threat of him like drawing his sword and being like, "Ah, necromancer!"
Yeah, so he goes like, prove that you can do magic. I'm like, piggy, a little help here, and a pig just angles out like, I'm like, damn it, piggy, that's not helping.
So here's how I see it. Actually, is that the pig was shattered in half. And
Like
so
half
there's 2
landed
halves
next
of
to
the
me,
pig,
or-
and you're like trying to summon the pig spirit, and it's just like the halves of the spirit aren't coming together.
Well, yes, yes. Good thing I marked some. Soon I'll have a level, and then I'll be able to have spells. But for now, I've got nothing. Okay, the captain of the guard's charging me.
So here's what's happening. The captain of the guards is charging Zacchus. 3 guards are moving in around Rad, and the other 3 have drawn their swords and are beginning to advance. What do you guys want to do now?
Okay, I want to.
Also, the king is bleeding to death on his throne, unconscious.
Nice. I want to do like a challenge to the captain of the guard, and I'm just like, I'm the world martial arts champion for 3 years consecutive running. I don't think you can get past me, and I'll like jump in front of Zacchus and like levy an attack at him.
It sounds like you're trying to defend Zacchus.
It's like several things actually happening. Like I probably have to defy danger since I'm surrounded if I want to move my position.
Yes.
And then either a defend or an attack roll, like depending on how quick the captain of the guard is. Because if he's slow, then I can attack him. But if he's quick, then I'll have to defend.
We'll see if you horribly fail your defy danger.
Okay.
How fast he
Excellent.
Would you say you're defying danger with dexterity?
Yeah, because I have to be quicker than the swings of their blow, so I'm just like moving
you do
full
have to
speed.
stay 1 step ahead of the guard, man.
So it is a +1. I'm correct with that. Yes. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So the captain is not close enough to attack Zacchus yet, so you can step in front and intercept him with a punch.
And I'm like, deal with my fists of fury, asshole.
Oh, backslash. Or here, I can do this.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my fists are not very